This is a quick video just to show the Incline, modeled after the Duquesne Incline in Pittsburgh. Start here at the controller. I don't know anything about electronics, so we're using this blinking auto reverse controller from trainelectronics.com, the guy from Pittsburgh. It's meant to be hooked up to a track so you can run like a trolley back and forth and change the speed and everything. So I just have it wired here directly to a motor all the way up here at the top of the Incline. So it's just a basic hobby motor with a little thread spool mounted onto the top with simple string tied to each trolley car. And so the motor activates, has a certain number of rotations for about 20 seconds or so, which is enough time to get the Incline cars all the way up and down the track. And then because they're just hooked together on a thread and it's just loosely wrapped around this spool here, when it gets to the top, even if the motor keeps going, it doesn't go any farther. I actually have a stop bar. You're not going to be able to see it, but I installed a stop bar here at the bottom. So since these are basically on gravity, once that bottom car is stopped and can't go any further, then both cars will stop. Probably can't tell, but there's a stop bar in there. So that's kind of our fail-safe method for making sure it always stops at the right spot. I was worried about having to time it exactly right and things getting a little off in one of the Incline cars, you know, getting pulled up into the building up here once it's built. So the structure is all, there's a girder bridge here at the top and the bottom that I cut right down the middle to make it, and then split it apart. But all the trestle and everything is scratch built out of individual styrene, various dimensional angle iron. Some pre-built, like these legs here, you may be able to tell have the lattice support structure built in. But I just kind of designed it off of what I see in Pittsburgh on the real Incline. Pretty nice addition because while the trains are going in and out of the tunnels, there's always some movement on this side of the layout. So I like that, being that I only have 2 real trains running on separate tracks. There's not a lot of operations or activity. So that adds a little visual interest and also gives you kind of something else that you can play with. Over here there's a streetcar on the inner loop that runs around. So that's kind of the counterbalance. That gives you a little more activity on that side of the layout in addition to the trains. I wanted mountains so much that the trains spend half the time on the layout going in and out of mountains, so you don't see them very often. So the trolley and the Incline provide that visual interest, giving you something to look at. So the trolley cars themselves are mainly built out of styrene, a little bit of balsa wood for the roofs. I'm trying to think. I just bought a few sets of trucks with wheels already on them, and then glued foam as a little base, and then just glued the rest of the structure to it. So they're not real detailed, but I'm trying to get this thing done, so they're good enough for now. So that is the Incline on our model railroad.